The Ayodhya land dispute hearing was adjourned after Justice UU Lalit recused himself from the case. One of the lawyers had said that Justice Lalit had represented one of the parties in the Babri Masjid case in the past, and therefore he cited that perhaps as the reason why he would like to recuse himself from the 5-judge bench that was constituted to decide on the 14 petitions filed against 2010 Allahabad High Court verdict that had earlier ordered a 3-way division of the disputed side. Justice UU Lalit recuses himself from the bench. Well, remember, Ayodhya Ram Mandir Babri Masjid case is up for hearing today by a 5-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court, headed by Chief Justice of India Ranjan Gogoi. The bench is hearing the Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid land dispute, the title dispute case. The hearing was scheduled to begin at 10:30 a.m. However, news just coming in that one of the justices, UU Lalit, has recused himself from the bench. So the composition of the bench is set to change now. That is the latest development that we are tracking at this hour. 14 petitions against the Allahabad High Court verdict of 30th September 2010 that ordered a 3-way division of the disputed side, giving a third each to Nirmohi Akhara, the Sunni Central Waqf Board of UP, and Ramlalla. That decision is being challenged by as many as 14 petitioners. On the 4th of January, the Apex Court had said that further orders in the matter would be passed today, the 10th of January, by an appropriate bench which would be constituted. The bench, like we just mentioned, has already been constituted. However, one of the judges there, UU Lalit, has decided to recuse himself. On the 29th of October last year, the court had fixed the matter for hearing for the 1st of January, and an appeal for urgent hearing was dismissed at that time. And today, of course, is the day that we were expecting the hearing to begin. Meenakshi joining us with more information. Yes, Meenakshi, over to you. It seems a big development there with Justice UU Lalit deciding to recuse himself. Can you tell us more about this, please?
Well, indeed, Afrida, the bench today convened for this historic landmark Ayodhya title dispute hearing. And at the outset, it was Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Ranjan Gogoi, who clarified as to how today, per se, the hearing would not begin, but the Supreme Court would go on to set a schedule for the hearing. But just shortly after that, we heard from one of the Hindu side lawyers, Senior Advocate Rajiv Dhawan, who wanted to bring it on record as to how, according to him, Honorable Justice UU Lalit was counselled in an earlier Babri case. He was a lawyer. He also added as to how the Muslim side did not have objections to Justice Lalit being a part of the bench composition, but just within a matter of moments, as the bench had assembled, Honorable Chief Justice of India informed of Justice Lalit's decision to rather recuse himself from the bench composition, because of which the hearing for now stands adjourned, Aprita, because remember, this is a 5-judge constitution bench special composition. So another composition has to be worked out to replace Honorable Justice UU Lalit, and the hearing for now stands adjourned to the 29th of January.
Has there been any further date set, Meenakshi? Because going forward, how do we now, what do we expect? Because, of course, a lot of complications have arisen with time in this particular case. Earlier, a petition for urgent hearing was dismissed. And the last we heard about this hearing, the composition of the bench was not decided. And therefore, today's date, 10th of January, was supposed to be the date where the hearing begins. So there's going to be a lot of delays now in this case.
Well, Afrida, time will have to bear that out, how it plays out, because this is a sensitive matter which it will have to be tackled not just legally, but it has wide-scale political, social implications as well. For now, the hearing stands adjourned to the 29th of January, which is when a replacement for Honorable Justice UU Lalit will be decided upon by the Honorable Chief Justice of India, who will be a part of this 5-judge bench composition. Interestingly, it was also Rajiv Dhawan today who was questioning the setting up of this 5-judge constitution bench, which has been replied in the affirmative by the Honorable Chief Justice of India, who went on to clarify as to how the Supreme Court's administrative powers gives the Honorable Chief Justice of India the prerogative to set up this 5-judge constitution bench to hear the dispute. Now, this came by because our viewers will recall on an earlier occasion, the Ram Mandir title dispute was being heard by a 3-judge bench composition. So that had been altered or changed to a more comprehensive 5-judge bench composition. So these 2-3 points also came up for debate and discussion and scrutiny, which is expected, Afrida, because like we have been showcasing, this is a matter which is not a simpliciter matter. This is a matter which has wide-scale implications.
And the Prime Minister himself saying that this is a matter that will be decided by the courts, highly sensitive political issue as well. It's an election year, so we will have to wait and watch what happens. Thanks, Meenakshi, for joining us with the latest.